Hey everybody, it's Sue. How are you guys doing tonight? Sorry you can't actually see me tonight, but I thought with making the card, it might be a little bit easier to have the camera pointing down. So if you guys just want to check in and let me know you're here and who's going to be making the card, I'm just trying to set up my computer so I can see the chat here. So on my phone, it looks like I'm in landscape, but it looks like I'm in portrait on the computer. So can everybody see okay? Just put a shout out in the chat so I know you're here. See if I can see the comments or not. Oh, hey Lee, how are ya? My friend from down under in Australia. I'm so glad you could make it. I wonder what time it is there. Oh, it's 10 a.m. in the morning. Oh, you see portrait mode. Hey, Turnings by Turner, Junk Shack Baby, Steph and Michelle, everybody's here. Do you need me to turn the camera to see it the other way? Would that be helpful? Or are we good the way we are? You can see properly? Okay, let me know if you can't and I can try to switch the camera. Like I said, I'm doing it on my phone, so this is a little bit tricky. And if you guys tuned into my live stream last month, the internet was really glitchy, but I found out that that's because I was using the Wi-Fi to try to live stream. And apparently that doesn't work very well. So I did a little bit of research and I bought myself an Ethernet cable, 100 feet of it, and got my hubby to string it all through up our drop ceiling and plugged it directly into our router. And I had to buy a couple of adapters to attach it to my phone so that the internet is coming directly from the router and not over Wi-Fi, so it should stream better. So is anybody going to be making a card tonight, or are we just here to chit chat? Either way, it's fine. Just let me know so that if I go through the steps of making the card, I can kind of slow down so everybody can keep up. So Michelle and Sarah, you guys making a card? You're usually pretty crafty. So I've always wanted to do this. It's probably copyrighted, but I was going to say, live from Stockdale, Ontario, it's Wednesday night. Not as good as Saturday Night Live, but it's still pretty fun. Ooh, Michelle's going to make a card. Awesome. So it's a little bit strange me watching it on the computer because it's a few minutes behind the live, so bear with me. So this is the card that we're going to be making tonight, and it is a little bit tricky, the mechanism, but I'll walk you through it. Once you get the hang of it, it's not as exciting maybe as the never-ending card, but the mechanism's a little bit trickier. So I thought I would go with sort of a spring Easter kind of theme, but you can do whatever you like. But it's called a waterfall card, and my friend Lee from Lee's Art Studio suggested it. Oh, Sarah's going to try to do it, but she may have to rewatch it, and that's fine. You could just chit-chat along if you like, but here is what the card looks like on the outside, and here's the inside. Now this is the fun part. It's got a little pull tab here, and watch what happens. Ooh, it's kind of like a little book. It's kind of cool. And you could make it this way if you like, but it looks like little pages turning in a book. Now you can put just plain paper on here and you can write little secret messages, or you can decorate it up with little stickers like I have here. But I thought this was kind of a cool idea, and kids really like these interactive cards. So if everybody is ready to start, we're going to need a ruler. I'm using my paper cutter and trimmer, but if you don't have one, you can just use a ruler and a pencil. And you will also need some cardstock, probably 2 or 3 pieces, and some pretty paper, and some stickers, maybe Easter stickers or flowers or whatever you like, and a glue stick. Okay, so we are going to start off by making the base card first. So this piece here. So it actually measures 5.5 inches by 11 inches, okay? And you can convert that to centimeters, my Canadian peeps, if you like, but I go 5.5 by 11. Okay. And since a piece of cardstock is 8.5 by 11, then you just have to cut it once. So that's kind of handy. All right, so at 5.5 inches. Okay, so this is going to be our main card. Now you don't have to do this next part, but I think it makes it look a little bit more professional. I'm going to round the edges so that they're nice and round like this. And I have a paper punch to do this, but you can just use the scissors. Actually, yes, you will need some scissors for a little bit. You can just take your scissors and cut around the edges, all 4 corners, but I'm going to use my little handy dandy paper punch here, and I'll show you this. It's pretty cool. I got it at Michael's as well. And you can use it to make envelopes too, which are kind of handy if you're making these interactive cards that are larger than normal or bulkier than normal. You can make custom size envelopes with it. So it's kind of cool. But basically you take your corner and you stick it in here. And presto magic, it's all nice and rounded. So like I said, it just looks a little bit more professional. So I'm going to do all 4. Yeah, so maybe next time I'll have to turn the camera around for more detailed instruction, but live and learn, right? I'm new to this techie stuff, so. All right, so you've got your piece of cardstock that's rounded on all 4 edges. Somehow I think I cut that wrong. I think I did, because that's not 11 inches long. That's why you always have extra. Yep, I didn't cut it long enough, did I? Silly girl. It's supposed to be 5.5 this way. No such thing as mistakes, though. Just happy little accidents, right? So 5.5 this way. That looks better. I just wanted to use the paper punch again. That's why I cut it wrong. That's my excuse. I'm going with it. So Stefan, you're not going to make a card tonight. You're just going to watch? So Lee, what's the weather like in Australia? Is it pretty hot? Because it is summer there, I believe. It's warming up here, but it's still snowy out. All right, so now that I have it the correct size, it's 5.5 by 11, and we've got the corners rounded. We're just going to fold it in half lengthwise to make the base card. Oh, Sophia, how are you? Glad you could join us. Oh, glad you had a gorgeous day in Missouri. Oh, Stefan's just hanging out tonight. That's all right. We're all about the chit-chat, too. It's kind of nice to get to know each other. All right, so once we have that piece, we're going to cut out a square of pretty paper to decorate the front of the card, and it's 5 inches by 5 inches. So whatever pretty paper you want to have, or you can have it just plain, whatever you like, but it's going to be 5 inches by 5 inches. And then we're going to round the corners of that as well, if you like. So I have needing to get a bigger table here. All right, so I've got this pretty paper here that's kind of turquoisey. I'm going with the turquoise theme today. One of my favorite colors. So we need a square that is 5 inches by 5 inches. Not that one because it has the holes on it. Alrighty. So Kathy, Junk Shack Baby, I hear you were fighting with painting some chairs recently. Did you ever get that resolved? I know it's hard when you're painting furniture because it's kind of a commitment, so you don't want to pick a color that you don't really like. But you did pick a design of chair that had a really intricate pattern on it, which probably made it a lot harder to paint too, I would imagine. But it looked like you're off on the right track. Can't wait to see what it looks like when you get it done. Oh, that popped out of there, but that's okay. I only need that piece. right, so I gotta punch holes in this. I think I need a bigger craft room. Ha 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 ha. Maybe not. All right, so I'm just gonna cut these corners as well, just to make it look kind of pretty. Oh, Junk Shack Baby said not resolved yet, but they're using them as they are. Well, that's good. Maybe you'll just learn to love them. And if you really hate it, you can always just repaint it again. That's the beauty about paint. There we go. Oh, once you'll redo them, you'll use a primer, and then you'll be in love with the color. Well, there you go. That is true. So now we've got our pretty paper here, and we're just going to use our glue stick and glue it on the top. Now I'm putting a piece of wax paper down, just so that I don't get glue all over my mat here. So Sophia, it's nice to meet you. Where are you from? I'm up here in the Great White North of Canada, and we have a lot of people from the US here as well as Australia, which is pretty cool. I'm so glad Lee could make it. All right, so we've got some glue on there. So that's the base of our card for now. We'll just let that glue set, and we'll set that aside for now. So now we are going to make the mechanism, this part in here. Now this is a little bit trickier. We're going to start off by making the different flaps. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So we need 5 pieces of cardstock that are 3 inches by 3 inches. Now you can do it the same color as your card, or you could do it a different color, or you could do them all different colors. It's kind of up to you. It'd be kind of neat to do like a rainbow. That would be kind of fun too. So is everybody seeing in portrait mode? Is it a little bit awkward? So that I'll know for next time to switch my camera up. Because I'm filming it in landscape, but it seems to be coming up in portrait mode. Yes, that is one of the coolest things about YouTube, meeting folks from all over the world. I have some subscribers in South Africa and some in India and France. That's really cool. I think that is the best part. You're right. Yep. Okay, so we need 5 pieces that are 3 inches by 3 inches. Yeah, I think I need a new blade on here. It's getting a little bit dull. So Turnings by Turner, have you made any new spring projects? I was really liking your pens and your wood turning projects. Very talented man. So is it hot there, Lee, in Australia right now? Because like I said, I think it's summer there, but I could be wrong. That is one place I would like to visit someday. It's a long, long plane ride for me, but I think it'd be kind of worth it. It definitely is on my bucket list. Ooh, Turnings by Turner says you've been messing with resin. Ooh, that'd be kind of interesting to see. So is it like a slab of resin that you put on the lathe, or how does that work? Got 2 of those. Can't decide if I want, I think I might want to have different colors. I think I'm going to go different colors. The beauty of making cards, or any craft really, is you can kind of customize it however you like. Like I said, this would be really cute to put little messages on each one of the folds. Or you could put pictures on, like photographs. That would be really cool too. Or little jokes if it was for a kid. You put little funnies on there, brighten up their day. So I need 5, right? All right. One more. Cool today in Australia. It was hot, 29 yesterday. It's officially autumn here now. Well, yes, that would make sense. 29 degrees Celsius. That is hot. I think it was minus 20 something the other day, but it's warming up now. Definitely different. So is it 10 a.m. tomorrow in Australia? Because if it is, that's like time travel. That's really cool that it's actually tomorrow. Ooh, it's blowing my mind. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think those colors look kind of pretty together. Okay, so those are my cardstock pieces. Now, we are going to, you don't have to, again, but I'm going to round just the 2 corners of each one, just so that it looks like this. But again, you don't have to, but I would not, well, you could still do all 4, but it probably, the mechanism works better if you leave these ones straight. But I'm going to round these corners as well. And then I'm also going to make some pretty paper for the tops of these, and they're going to be a little bit smaller so that you have this border around it. So these cards, or sorry, these pretty paper pieces will be 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And we'll need 5 of those first. So maybe I will cut those first, and then I will round all the corners. All right, so do I want the same paper? Oh, Jessica's DIYing more. Yay, I'm so glad you made it. Oh, you're in San Diego. That's pretty far away too. I've never been to San Diego. I imagine it's quite warm there too. We're getting lots of new people out tonight. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to put some different paper on here, I think. Maybe some to match this and some to match this. Okay, so I need 3 pieces of this, 2.5 inches by 2.5. So if you guys are tuning in and you want to make the card, you can try to follow along, or you can just watch it later and try to follow the instructions. Probably a little bit easier and just have a chit chat. Oh no, my cutter thingy is getting stuck here. Now, there we go. It was fighting me there for a minute, but I won. Well, it was hot, and today it's rainy. Yeah, it's been kind of off and on here, but like I said, it's still pretty icy and chilly, but it is warming up. I can feel spring coming. I know it. It's right around the corner, and hopefully we have a better spring than we had winter. Although it was kind of nice with COVID and everything to be at home with just the family. It was nice to spend some quality time with them, but I do miss being able to physically go and hang out with my friends, but that is also the beauty of YouTube, is I get to hang out with you lovely people virtually. So that's kind of cool too. And it's relaxing to watch someone else do all the work. Yes, yes it is. All right, so I've got these pieces here for this cardstock, and now I need 2 pieces of the other paper at 2.5 by 2.5. I'm running out of room here. There we go. Once you get all these pieces cut out, it's pretty straightforward. It's just a lot of pieces to cut out up front, but so again, I would like to see your creation. So if you do manage to make a card either tonight or at some other point, it would be really cool if you could put the pictures on Instagram or send them to me or put them on my Facebook page, because I have a Facebook page too called Discovering the Art of Living. So that would be really fun to see all of your creations. Ooh, look at that. That one turned out perfectly. I didn't even have to cut it. Looks like it was meant to be. All right, so I've got these ones now too. Doo-doo-doo. All right, so now I will get rid of this for now. And like I said, I'm going to round my edges just so it looks pretty. Michelle and Sarah, how are you making out? Are you keeping up with the card, or did you give up for now? If you need me to go over anything. Oh, there's no lagging tonight. That's great. So the Ethernet was the key. Good idea. Yeah, I'm a real newbie to this tech stuff. So I didn't really clue in that you shouldn't really do a live stream with Wi-Fi because it keeps kicking in and out. So I ended up, like I said, having to buy an Ethernet cable. I'm plugging it directly into my router, but definitely seems to be helping. So good to know if you're ever going to do a live stream. So Lee, I think you should do a live stream on your painting. That would be awesome. Oh, Michelle's working away here. Good girl. Michelle is an amazing artist too. She's taught me a lot of the stuff I know, especially about portrait drawing, and she's been a huge encouragement. So she doesn't have a YouTube channel, but she is an awesome artist. You should maybe get to see some of her work someday. Oh, Sarah, you're all right too? Good. All right, punching away, punching away. So again, on these little tabbies, we're just rounding the 2 corners, not all 4. And like I said, this is optional, but I don't know. Sometimes I find rounding the corners is all you need to do to make a homemade card look a little bit more professional. Or you can get different punches that have different designs on them as well, so you can get really fancy if you like. I have a lot of card making materials, but I don't really make a lot of cards. I kind of go through fits and starts. But oh, Lee says she's been considering it, but being a scaredy cat. Well, if you do it this way, so the camera's facing your art, you don't have to be live. Last time, it was all me. I was staring at the camera. That was a little unnerving, but you just got to remember you're amongst friends, so hopefully it'll be a good experience for you, and I think it would be awesome. Oh, Jessica, you're watching and cooking at the same time. Kids are hungry. Anything good for supper? We tried a new keto recipe tonight. It was Philly cheesesteak casserole. It's quite good. Keto, of course, but... All right, so now that we have all of our little pieces out, we're going to glue the pretty paper on top of the cardstock. So there's a lot of prep work in this card. So we're going to glue this on here. So Michelle and Sarah, are you making an Easter card, a spring card, birthday card, or have you decided yet? Ooh, Turnings by Turner said that sounded yummy. It actually was quite yummy. And I got what you would call a compliment from my younger son. He goes, yeah, it's okay. For him, that's pretty good. But he is a fusspot, that one. Like I said, my hubby and I have been doing keto for quite a while, but we haven't quite got the kids on board yet. They like some of the things that we make, but if they think it's at least bit healthy, they balk it, even if it's not. But I do make a keto garlic bread that they love, 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 and it is quite tasty. But ooh, spring card. Well, Turnings by Turner's got a picture of a steak and cheese. Yum, yum. Those are 2 of the food groups, aren't they? Steak and cheese and chocolate. But can't have real chocolate anymore, but I've found a lot of healthier alternatives, which are pretty good. My hubby Stefan likes them. All right. I don't know where I got this glue stick, but it seems to be quite good and sticky. And it dries fairly quickly, and it's strong, because I was kind of worried with making this mechanism, using it over and over again. I thought, well, the paper's going to peel off, but it actually held up quite well, so I was impressed. Looks like I probably just got it at Walmart or somewhere, I'm not sure, but I was pretty happy with it. I do like using glue tape for making cards, but it is expensive. Unless you get it at the dollar store, in which case it doesn't always stick. So the old glue stick works pretty good. Okay, almost done these. When I was trying to make this card, oh my goodness, I had to watch a few YouTube videos, and they were all really complicated tutorials, and I could not for the life of me figure out how to get this mechanism to work. And then I kind of stumbled across one that was a little easier, so like I said, it's a little tricky at first, but all right. So I've got my 5 little tabbies, and we can decorate them after. So Michelle and Sarah, you guys ready to move on, or do you need me to wait for you for a minute? Because I don't mind waiting. If you're actually making the card, then I want you to be able to follow along, because the next part's a little bit tricky. And let's put these aside for a second, and I'm going to need to cut another piece of cardstock here. Oh, Michelle says 2 minutes. Oh, she's very precise. Okay, I'll time you. 1 minute 58. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, Lee says, I guess you need to get the first one out there, and then it's probably a piece of cake. Well, I am extremely shy and introverted, so I wouldn't say it's a piece of cake, but it's a little bit easier. I still get stressed. The worst part for me is when you're doing it on your phone, at least it counts down. And it's like, oh, 10 minutes until you go live. 5 minutes until you go live. And I feel like a bomb is about to go off. It's a little stressful, but once it's actually there and you get into it, it's not too bad. And like I said, if you're just starting out and you're really kind of nervous, doing it this way is better because the camera is focused on your artwork or whatever you're doing. You're not staring at the camera, so. Okay, so we need, I'm not rushing you, Michelle, but I'm just going to explain. We need another piece of cardstock to make sort of the mechanism that these little panels are going to be attached to. So it is a piece 3 inches by 11 inches. So I will probably make it, do I have another piece that's already 11? Oh, I might. It's 11. It is indeed do. There you go. It's like it was meant to be. So I will cut this one down to 3 inches. Oh, which that one? Oh my goodness. Look at that. That was 3 inches by 11 inches right there. That's spooky. So you need a piece this big. Sarah, you doing okay? I haven't lost you somewhere, have I? Okay. So I guess I didn't need to cut that after all. Cool. Okay. Are you good, Sarah? Okay, so now we will need our pencil and our 3 inch by 11 inch piece of papers. It is in the stars for me tonight. You good there, Sarah, or do you need me to wait a little bit? Yes, you ready? All right. So we want to put our piece lengthwise, and then we want to take one of our little squares here and line it up at the bottom, okay, and draw a line across the top like so. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not, but so it's the 3 inches basically. Then we need to draw 4 more lines 1 centimeter or a ½ inch apart from this. So I don't know. I keep going back and forth between centimeters and inches, but that's the way I was kind of brought up. It's kind of weird. My kids don't really know anything about inches. 2, 3, 4. And some of my friends don't know anything about centimeters, but I kind of go back and forth. I tend to go height is in feet and weight is in pounds, but then other things for cooking and whatnot I tend to use metric, so I'm a little strange that way. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines because we have 5 little squares that we have to glue there. Does that make sense? They're all about 1 centimeter or about a ½ inch apart. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once we have those, where was I raised? I was raised right here near, well, in Belleville, which is very close to where I am now, about a ½ an hour, but always in Ontario. So once we have these all drawn out, the very last line we're going to fold over and crease it, and we want to make sure that it's lined up. You can just use your fingernail to crease it. Okay, so just fold it like so. Then the next line, same thing. Fold on the line. Increase it. Like so. So we're still going in the same direction when we're folding here. Just keep doing that for all 5 lines and just make sure that they're straight. Okay. So Lee, you making a card tonight? I wasn't sure if you were creative since you're the ones that suggested the waterfall card. I didn't know if you had made one before or you were just trying to stump me because it's a tricky one. I really like making interactive cards. I don't like making just regular cards. I like to challenge myself, which is part of the reason why I'm doing the live streams too, because it is out of my comfort zone, but I like to challenge myself sometimes to do things. Okay, so once we have all of these folded, everybody's on board with that. Okay. Sarah, Michelle, are you okay with that? So we're going to leave it folded. I know I have to get these in the right order because I have different colors. I want to make sure I get them alternating here. So I got a light one, a dark one, a light one, a dark one, and a light one. Okay. So first one we are going to do, just glue the very top part here. Oh, Lee's doing it with plain paper to get the technique. You made the never-ending card for your hubby's birthday and he loved it. Oh, I love that card. It's my favorite one because it looks so amazing and like you put hours and hours of work into it, which you probably did decorating it, but the actual mechanism is pretty simple. But that's one of my favorite cards. This one's kind of cool too. So we're going to take our glue stick and we're going to, glue just the tippy top here of the straight edge, not the rounded edge. And we're going to glue it right on that first line, and you just want to make sure that it's lined up here, okay? Let's take my little wax paper here so I don't get glue all over. Okay. Maybe I'll have to figure out how to angle my camera next time we do a live so that I can use my green screen and then we can be like crafting in outer space or something. I am having so much fun with this green screen. If I had to do it again, I probably wouldn't buy the actual green screen because it was quite expensive. You could probably get like just a green tablecloth from a thrift store or whatever and use it, but it came with the frame and everything to pull it taut, so that was really quite helpful. But I am having a lot of fun with it because when the weather's nasty, you don't have to film outside. You can just have a video or a picture of the outside. Okay, so then the next one goes up against the next line. And again, just make sure it all lines up. And like I said, you can be in different museums. You could be in the Louvre. You could be on outer space. You could be underwater. You could do all kinds of fun stuff. And it's just fun to make your videos entertaining. So you just keep gluing these panels up, making sure they're all lined up. And like I said, if you have different colors like I do, make sure you have them going in the right pattern. And the trick is, like I said, to make sure they're all lined up here on the sides. Like I said, this glue stick dries pretty fast. I was quite happy with that. So I was toying with, like I said, doing some paint with me live streams. But I'll just have to get my button gear and plan them a little bit better because I'll have to pick something that I can paint and chat with at the same time and have the camera set up so that you guys can follow along. But if you have any suggestions of things you would like to learn how to paint, let me know. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry for a little bit, but basically you've got all your tabbies on there. And you need one last piece of cardstock, 5 inches by 1 inch. Let's see if I can get lucky again and see if I have one that's already cut out. Probably not. I can't be quite that lucky. Well, that's pretty close. And this one doesn't have to be exact. It's just for the mechanism. So I think I'm just going to use that. It's a little over 5 inches, but around 5 inches by 1 inch. Not precise. Stefan, you've been pretty quiet. Usually you've got some little comment there, some little funny ha-ha. Stefan is my hubby, in case you don't know. Most of you do know, but he's been very supportive, and he usually comes out for all my live streams, and he even does the crafts most nights. But he made the never-ending card last time and gave it to his mom for Valentine's Day, so I thought that was pretty sweet. Hey, Mimi, how are you? Hey, Demfish. Demfish is my son. He actually came out to watch me. That was nice of him. It's a family affair. All right, Michelle and Sarah, let me know when you're ready, because this is another little tricky spot here. And I just want you to... Demfish, are you making a card? I doubt it. He's just coming out to be supportive. He's got his own YouTube channel too, the Demfish, and he does video games. So if you ever are in the mood for that, or if you have kids that like to watch video games or play video games, you should check him out, the Demfish. He taught me everything I needed to know about YouTube. Oh, Lee and Mimi, you guys know each other. Sarah, you doing all right? Now this is the part I gotta figure out again too, isn't it? Right. Okay, Michelle's ready. Sarah, you ready? I think. So we've got our 5-inch piece by 1-inch piece. Okay. We're just going to put it underneath your mechanism and line it up to your bottom line there. The bottom to the bottom, roughly. Okay. And then we're just going to fold it up a little bit here to make a mark. Okay. Just so that we know where to put the glue. Oh, Sarah, you're good. So you've got your little strip there, and now it's folded like this. Okay. We're only going to put glue on this small square and that small square, not on this piece. That's the key. Okay. I'm going to put some glue there. Some glue there. Okay. Now, this is going to go underneath here again. Sorry, and we're going to line up the bottom part to the bottom part of the strip. And then we're going to glue it, this is tricky, to this piece, not to your 5 cards, but the next little flappy piece. Okay. Make sure I did that right. Haha. Okay. Now, in theory, cross your fingers. Holly's Hobby House, how are ya? I'm so glad you could come out. We're just making a waterfall card, so this is going to be really cool. Now, the moment of truth. You're going to try to grab or hold it here, and then, oh, it worked. It worked. I've got a little bit of glue stuck on here. Okay. But if you glued it correctly, it should fold up a little bit. It might be a little bit stiff. You might just have to kind of help it a little bit. We'll just fold them up a little bit here. You don't want to fold them too much. Okay. Hey, it works. See? Woo. That's pretty cool. So that's the hardest part. Now, this next part is to put the little tabby on here. And I stuck a little piece of ribbon on just to make it look kind of springy. But we just got to cut a little tab here. Whoops. Okay. So you could measure this if you want. I'm just going to eyeball it. But basically in the middle here, do a little dot. And then we're going to draw a line from here to to here. Probably should use the ruler. From here to the middle. Hey Holly, are you going to make a card? Like I said, it's probably a little tricky to follow it now, but you can watch the video after. And if you do make it, I would really love to see what it turns out like. And then we're just going to cut this little tail off. Like so. Okay. And then we're going to put this, you could just keep this as this if you wanted a little small card. It's just a little trickier to hold it. But we're going to glue it inside of this card. So you're going to open it up. You're going to line it up here. Now the trick though for this mechanism to work is only glue it here. Don't glue it on here or it won't go, because that's the part that actually moves. Okay. Looks super cute. Aw, thanks, Mimi. Okay, so we're going to put some glue just on our little strippy here. Dun, da, da. And we're going to line it up kind of centery up to the crease and then press on here. Hold, okay. And now, see? Impressive. Now, my hubby pointed this out when I just left it like this. He was trying to pull it this way. So I think you want to hide this until they open the card and then they know to pull it. So I'm just going to cut that little tail off or make it a little bit smaller. I think I'm going to make it a little bit smaller and then I'll attach my ribbon to it. But he was my quality control guy on the card. He tried it out to see if it was going to work, so. Now I gotta be careful not to cut the card underneath. This looks a little bit neater this way. And then I'm going to take a little bit of ribbon, or you could just leave the cardstock. And I've got a cute little piece of ribbon here. So Lee, you got yours to work? Michelle, did yours turn out? Sarah? I said the first time, I don't know what I did. I think I glued it to the card and it did not pull, and it was not pretty. So then I'm just going to glue my little piece of ribbon underneath here. So like I said, unfortunately I'm filming in landscape mode, but it's coming out in portrait mode, so I'll definitely have to remember that for next time. Technology is weird. You just got to play with it sometimes. Now you can write pull on there if you want, because I know some of my friends and family can be challenged sometimes and they may not always know to pull it. So I might just do, or you could put a little arrow. Maybe I'll just do an arrow on this one. Okay. Now comes the fun part. We just get to put all of our cute little stickers on there. Decorate it all up. So let's see what we got here. Got some few Easter stickers. Mostly, I've got some pretty butterflies. I quite like these. They're very shiny. I thought I might put some of those on. They're quite pretty. I've been on like a bird kick lately. I did a bunch of bird paintings, and then now I am doing some butterfly paintings coming up on Friday. Oh, Michelle says she might have to rewatch it. Oh no, did it not work? Ooh, that looks pretty. Like I said, a lot of times once you do it once, the card, it makes a lot more sense. I'm liking the silver. It's quite pretty. I love it when it's time to embellish too. I have to go back to the Dollar Tree and get some more stickers, so I think I've finally depleted my stash. Oh no, whatever shall I do? Put another butterfly on the inside, maybe. So Pat's Home Craft, I think her channel name is, was here last time. And she is in San Antonio, Texas. And she was saying that they had 20 plus dollar trees in her area in San Antonio, Texas. And I was quite jealous about that because we only have like 1 or 2 and they're not very good. What color did you do your card, Lee? Or are you just doing it on white paper to kind of get the feel of it? Jessica, did you get your kids fed yet? Are they happy? Happy and healthy? How old are your kids? Are they little kids? Mine are teeny boppers. They're 14 and 18, so they're not really kids anymore, but they're still my babies. And my son will be going off to university next year, and I'll be all sad. I can't decide. I can't decide what stickers to put on here. I'll put some little Easter eggies and flowers, I think. Like I said, you could make this for kids with little sayings in here, little jokes on here, all kinds of neat stuff. Maybe if you made them small enough, or you had small enough ones, you could put little recipes in there. That'd be cute. Have a little recipe book. Oh, Mimi's got about $12 trees. Holy cow, Jessica, you've got a lot of kids. 17, 13, 9, 7, 4, and 3. Wow. Oh, Lee, don't feel old. She said her kids are 37 and 39. Junk Shack Baby, 25 and 27. You're only as young or as old as you feel, which some days is good, some days is bad. Some days I feel 16, some days I feel 66, so. Don't know. Especially in the winter, I tend to feel older, I guess. But seriously, Jessica, that's a lot of kids. A lot of kids. You must be tuckered right out. Are they boys, girls? I've got 2 boys. They keep me busy. They're a little bit more independent now, but dependent in different ways sometimes. But they're pretty good kids. I wouldn't trade them. Most days, anyway. Okay, maybe that's enough stickers for me. I don't know. Well, I think mine is just about done. How are you doing, Sarah? Da, 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 da. Like I said, you could put lots of fancy different things on there. I may have to buy some more of those butterfly stickers. They're quite pretty. Maybe I'll write Happy Easter or something on here. I've got some sayings. Wow, everybody's got lots of cool kids. So this package of stickers I got from our Dollarama, which is our big dollar store in Canada. We do have Dollar Tree, but Dollarama seems to have more selection for just a bit more price, but there's still some things that are $1. But this was really kind of cool. It's got lots of different letters on it and little sayings. Fashion is a trend. Style lives within a person. I like that one. Enjoy the sweet moment. Carpe diem. That's a good one. Oh, this one says no. That's always a good one too. Pink is the new black. I don't really want mushy love ones because that's more for Valentine's Day. There's something else in here. Do all things with love. That's a good one. Or wonderful life. Follow your heart. Good vibes only. Sarah says, I think I'll save decorating until after bedtime. Probably a good idea when you're uninterrupted. I think I will go with this one that says, enjoy the little things. I'll put that on the front. There you go. So there you go. This is the Waterfall card. Like I said, it's kind of cool. Interactive, yet fairly easy to make. Jessica says, Mimi, do people look at you when you go into stores with all the kids because they look at me? I can imagine they do. That's a lot of kids to keep in tow and to keep happy. I don't envy you, but they are fun. And I don't have grandkids yet. I don't want to think about that, but I imagine when they come along, they'll be fun too. So Michelle, did your card turn out? If not, you can always deconstruct it. But like I said, I found that the trick at first was just this last little strip, where to put it, and the fact that you only glue that strip to the card. Otherwise, cause if you glued the whole thing, it wouldn't turn. But this one's kind of addictive too. Not as good as the never-ending card, but still kind of fun. So let me know for next month, and I will try to be a bit more prepared, if you would like to do another card or if you would like to do a painting. And if you would like to do a painting, I thought about trying to do acrylic. I think that would probably be the easiest one to start with. And let me know what you would like to paint. Oh, Mimi is enjoying 5 grands thus far. Cool. So I'm kind of getting the hang of these live streams. My next venture is Indie Annie Jones and I are going to be doing, I'm going to be live on her show using StreamYard, so I'm not sure how that's going to work, because I've never tried it before, where you're actually on the same show live at the same time, so that should be cool, because she's really fun and hilarious and very crafty too, and I think that's the end of March. We haven't quite firmed up all the details, but that's my next big adventure, so hopefully you guys can tune into that one. But I may end up doing more of the lives, because like I was saying before, if you are a YouTuber, it's definitely a way to increase your watch time, because you're on air for a whole hour and most people are kind of invested to watch most of it. So definitely is a good way to go. Oh, Mimi, you have used StreamYard. Is it hard to do? Or I was checking out the tutorial on it and it looked pretty straightforward, but again, until you've done it the first time, it's always kind of intimidating. But apparently if you get the upgraded version, you can use your green screen on that as well too, and you can have, like, I don't know, 7 or 8 people all in the same show, so it's kind of like a giant live Zoom call, I think. Aw, thanks, Jessica. You're awesome too. I had a couple other people that I guess didn't make it. They were going to come out for the live stream, but sometimes work gets in the way or life gets in the way, and it's really hard, like I said, with all of my friends around the world to get all the different time zones in line. So, oh, Mimi, you've been on with Annie and Melissa. Well, that's cool. I'll have to maybe go back and check those out and see what it's like. It is like Zoom, is it? Yeah. Cool. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching making the waterfall card. And again, I would love to see it if you make one, either, if you made one tonight or you make one at a later date. Put a picture on Instagram or Facebook, or send me a message of your card. And I think I will sign out for tonight, and hopefully you guys have a blessed, wonderful evening, and I will see you live next month. Bye-bye, everybody.